guys know I'm here with my co-host Johnny. How's it going, Johnny?
What's going on, man? Ready to talk some more basketball. Can't wait to get right into it.
And actually, we have a guest, which we haven't had for a while, but we got my man named Edwin, who has a channel called NBA Talk on YouTube. But
what's going on, guys? We're happy to be here.
All right, and we got quite a variety of things that we're talking about today. But let's get into the first thing. The first thing is that I guess some of the Warriors games are apparently being taken off national television. And, I mean, we can kind of see why. I mean, Steph Curry, he's injured. Klay Thompson, injured. They don't have Kevin Durant anymore from, last year. Completely different team. What do you guys think of the Warriors games getting taken off national TV? Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's better for, the people watching?
Honestly, I didn't mean to go first. I didn't know if you wanted to go first. But, honestly, I think it's good. I mean, like I said before, Steph's gone due to the wrist injury. You got D'Lo. I think he had an ankle injury, or what did he have? I think he sprained something, or his arm. He's in and out of the lineup. And then who's their real best player that's still left? You got Draymond. I mean, he's not a marquee player that people want to watch. Obviously, you have Klay out until about March, and then like you said, like you already mentioned, KD's gone. So what is this incentive to put them on TV? Nobody really wants to watch them, and the ratings are down as it is. So it's okay, you need to put out quality games. So why would we put a Warriors game out if we're already struggling to keep a good rating? That's pretty much what I think the league is thinking.
Exactly. If when Zion went down at the beginning of the year, we all talked about, oh man, what are we gonna do with all these Pelicans games that are on national TV? They're only on here because Zion's here. Well, it's the same story with the Warriors, except with the Warriors, they're missing 3 guys like that, right? Curry's not here. Klay is not here. Kevin Durant's not on the team anymore. D'Lo's been in and out, and now Draymond's been sitting every third game, and they're just making up some injury to embrace the tank. So there's no reason to televise that nationally. Let's throw on some basketball games where we're actually going to see some competitiveness. Give the fans what they want to see, and I don't think many fans want to see the Golden State Warriors with their number one option, Eric Pascal, out there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to say, is that I don't even think Warriors fans really even want their team on national TV the way that they look. And I could see the same thing happening for the Pelicans because, Zion is, returned, we talked about last week, is going to get moved back probably. And they've been losing again. So I don't think fans really want to watch teams that aren't, fully healthy.
Yeah, no teams are all-stars on them.
Yeah. So it just... Yeah, I don't really see too much of a problem with it, at least.
No, Warriors fans want to lay low. They want, they've been embracing the whole idea of, we're taking this year off, we're going to get a lottery pick, we're going to come back reloaded next year, and we're going to make everybody who said the dynasty's over look like a fool. And so they don't really want to be at the center of attention right now. They want the Lakers, they want the Clippers, they want the Bucks. They want them to take all that attention so that next year they can come back and give us this feel-good story.
So do you guys think that they're ever going to actually come back and win a title anytime soon? Or, what do you guys think?
I don't think they'll actually win a title. Now, I think they'll be maybe a top 3, top 4 team in the West when fully healthy. Because, obviously, that team with Curry, Klay, and Draymond won 72 games together.
Yeah, but it don't mean a thing without a ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but...
Well,
I think they'll definitely still be competitive.
Yeah, I definitely think they'll be in the mix as far as, a good playoff seed. It'll definitely be a tough out. Maybe second round, I can see them making it too. But, and by the way, the injury that D'Lo suffered, it was a thumb injury. I'm reading it right here. It says that, he had a thumb injury. I don't know how, bad it is. It doesn't really say. But that was the injury. I kind of said it was an ankle or something. I just wanted to make sure I was right about that.
Yeah, if the Warriors are gonna win a title, it's got to be in the next year or two before. Well, I don't know. The thing is, Steph's game.
Their game.
Steph's
game
isn't
well.
Exactly. It's not dependent on age, right? He's just a good shooter.
Ball handling.
Clay's more of a bruiser, so in that sense, I guess it matters a bit. But Draymond's just a stretch 4, stretch 5, so it doesn't matter there. And if they do get that lottery pick, and who knows, they might flip D'Lo. They have assets to deal with, and so I would not bet against the Warriors at this time.
I mean, anything can happen. Honestly, I originally I thought they got D'Lo just to trade him.
They may have.
I mean, yeah, the deadline hasn't happened yet, so honestly, it can still happen.
They can't trade him until the 15th. So
Yeah, so I mean, and not only that, the deadline hasn't even came yet, so anything can happen, honestly.
Yeah. Moving on though to our next topic. Over the past week, and Johnny, I think you literally said it on Thursday. You're like, after a blowout loss, like it's gonna happen, and I'm pretty sure it was like the next day that it happened. The Knicks fired David Fizdale.
Mm-hmm.
What are the Knicks right now? That's the big question.
What even are the Knicks?
I don't know, Garrett, but I just like to say that I'll take credit for speaking it into existence. In terms of the Knicks, I don't know. I think, let's just say this. Fizdale, yes, he wasn't a great coach in his time there, but...
Terrible. He had a 21-83 record.
Yeah, but look at the cards he was dealt. I mean, the Knicks
True.
went out and signed every possible power forward this summer. They never surrounded him with a great team. We complain all the time about the Bulls management. I mean, look at the Knicks management. It's just a dumpster fire.
They honestly have the worst management in sports.
Until you fire those two guys up top, nothing's changing. The whole culture starts up top, and the culture up top right now is screwed up. And so until those two are gone, I expect nothing but what we've seen already.
But here's the thing, though, not to cut you off. It's just the thing is about the Knicks. I believe they're the largest market in the NBA. They're gonna have fans. They're gonna sell out tickets. They're gonna be sold out all the time, regardless. So they don't really have. I mean, as far as they're always gonna make money regardless. You know what I mean? So besides winning, obviously every team wants to win. If you're the owner, you want to win. There's obviously more money to be made if you do win. But it's like, even if they don't win, even if they're the worst team in the NBA, which they are, they're still going to get bread because they're in New York. So there's no real, okay, we have to win or we're not going to get any money. So, you know what I mean? There's no real incentive to push out a winning roster.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously those fans are going to get sick of it. You can say the same thing about the Lakers, and those fans are tired of, they missed the playoffs for 6 years in a row, and now they're happy they got, LeBron, Anthony Davis, and those guys. But, yeah, so the Knicks are just, in a complete mess.
The thing is, when you have a market as big as New York, the first thing is basketball's better when the Knicks are good.
Yeah,
the
facts.
Second thing is fans think when you have a team like that, they're worth so much money. I know there's a luxury tax and whatnot, but they can go over it. Fans expect the team to spend money to put a reputable team out there. They don't expect the team to go out and sign Julius Randle to a big deal in the summer where Kyrie Irving was available, where Kevin Durant was available. And so as a fan, it's just frustrating watching that. And I'm not even a Knicks fan, but I could just imagine being a Knicks fan and having a front office run by James Dolan, and they just have no clue what they're doing. And it just sucks because, like I said, when the Knicks are good, it just makes basketball so much more fun.
Yeah, facts. I would agree. I agree 100% to that.
Moving on to the next topic. So the Milwaukee Bucks, they have a 16-game win streak going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty insane, even though just last night they still won and Giannis didn't even play. Are the Bucks the best team in the NBA right now?
I wouldn't say they're the best team in the NBA. I would still lean towards, the Lakers and the Clippers. And the Clippers is kind of a big if. I would say the Lakers are still definitely the better team. The 16-game win streak, though, does speak volumes. It does speak to how the team is constructed. Giannis is playing, obviously, out of his mind. He's improved every single year of his career. And, that's something that doesn't really get talked about a lot. He's improving his distributing. And he's improved his distributing, I think, almost every year of his career. I think his averages have went up. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I believe they've went up every single year since he's entered the league. And, he's playing both ends. He's a great defender. And I believe he's leading, the MVP race right now. So, the Bucks, I do believe they're the best team in the East right now. Before the season started, I thought the Sixers would be my Sixers. Not my Sixers. I'm not a Sixers fan, but the Sixers I held to be the best team in the East. But as soon as the season started, obviously we see where they're at and we see where the Bucks are at, and they really destroyed my prediction. So I think the Bucks are legit.
The Bucks want the Lakers and the Clippers to garner all the attention. The season for the Bucks, similar to the Clippers, similar to the Lakers, the regular season means nothing for them if they can't win in the playoffs. Brogdon's playing so well for the Pacers, and yet the Bucks somehow still have a ton of depth, are doing just fine without him. But like I said, come playoff time, if they don't win, this means absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? Bledsoe struggled in the playoffs in his time with the Bucks, so we really have to see what happens come then. But I mean, as there's nothing to complain about what the Bucks are doing right now. Like, they're just playing fabulous basketball. They're doing their job. Giannis is sitting fourth quarters. Like, this is like what their dream was. This is like what their dream season looked like before the season even started.
One quick thing I wanted to just add real quick. I said he had improved his assist every year. That was actually incorrect. He has improved his scoring, Giannis I'm talking about, every single year of his career. So last year he was 27, this year's at 30. And his rebounding has went up every single year of his career. So I just wanted to, correct the mistake I made.
Well, the thing about the Bucks is that I don't think they fear anyone in the East.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
Because, last year, obviously they lost to the Raptors, but the thing about the Raptors is that there were a bunch of veterans that needed a guy that had championship pedigree. And, obviously DeRozan wasn't that, and they got Kawhi, and he did that. But you're looking at the other teams, like the Sixers, like, there's still a bunch of question marks about the Sixers, and we're like a fourth of the way through the year. Like the Celtics, the Heat have played nice, and so have actually the Raptors, but I don't know if they're necessarily like conference favorites. Mm-hmm. And the Bucks have they have more guys that have been together for the last like 1 or 2 years, and they actually do have a lot of veterans on their team. It's just like putting it all together.
Call me crazy, but as a Bucks fan, I fear the Celtics more than I do the Sixers come playoff time. In the fact that Brad Stevens always puts a game plan around stopping Giannis and knows what he's doing. I said it from the beginning of the season. The Sixers' biggest mistake was letting Butler go.
Yeah, facts, 100%.
And they're going to pay for it come playoff time.
They need that closing.
Because now they're relying on Tobias Harris creating and scoring in crunch time, and that's Jimmy Butler was their best player in the playoffs. I keep echoing it, and they're going to really struggle without him come playoff time. This team, they'll be lucky to make it out of the second round.
Yeah,
agreed.
They definitely have some question marks around them as well. Were you going to say something?
I was going to talk a little bit about Ben Simmons. I feel like we didn't really bring him up. Well, even though we're not really talking about the 76ers. But, the thing is, I honestly feel like he's very overrated. Not very overrated. He's still a solid player. And it's not the fact that he doesn't shoot or really can't shoot. He has made, I think, 2 or 3 threes this season. Everybody lost their mind when that happened. But I just feel like, the fact that he can't hit free throws, that's the biggest question mark for me. And that's why I don't think the Bucks really fear them too much. Draw it back to the Bucks. And the fact that, in the fourth quarter, he is a liability. You can foul that man. And he still doesn't have a reliable mid-range jump shot. So that's why, to echo off what he was saying before, they are going to miss Jimmy Butler. That was the man, that was the guy they need to go to, and they definitely lack that now.
Yeah, I know we got to move on, but I will say, like, in the fourth quarter, the Sixers, like, that's, like, where it all, like, really matters. Like, that's, like, the biggest thing about them is, like, who's going to finish games.
Exactly.
And, we still don't even know. But, next topic is we actually had 2 game winners both on the same day. Mm-hmm. I think they were both within like 5 or 10 minutes of each other too. We had Derrick Rose, a game winner against the Pelicans, and then we had Nemanja Bjelica with the game winner against the Rockets. So what did we think about both those game winners?
I kind of I tweeted after the Rose one. It's like, just look at this guy's career as a whole and see coming up, playing for his hometown, winning, being the youngest MVP ever, tearing his ACL, coming back, all this. Like, his story is just so great. So I love seeing him succeed. And then with the Bjelica one, I was just laughing because there's a video on Westbrook hits that go-ahead layup when he's yelling the game's over. And then a second later, they lose on the game-winning 3. I just thought it was funny.
Nah, but, well, what I was going to talk about is, when you said the game was over, that similar situation happened with Trey Young. During that Heat game, he was like, "Yeah, it's pretty much over."
Yeah.
And then the Heat ended up going on a 24-4 run. So Jimmy Butler hit that game tying three, and honestly, he does not get enough respect. I feel like, as a basketball player, no one's talking about that man. But to stay on topic, that I can't even pronounce that man's last name. I think it's Budlika, something like that.
Nemanja Bjelica.
Belicia. I'm gonna just call him B. All right, his name is B now.
Yeah.
B. Yeah, he hit that with so much confidence. As soon as he caught it, that jump was. Solid player, solid basketball team. I love the way that he are playing, and as far as the D Rose game winner, a lot of people are giving him a lot of slander, a lot of slack, because it was a mid-range jumper. All these analytic nerds, they're talking about how he should have just drove to the basket. But look, my man, he hit the damn shot. All right, let's relax. People wanted him to pull up for three or something. Like, come on, this analytic stuff is going a little bit too far. It was a good shot. He got a great opening, and it went in. So I don't understand what there is to complain about.
Yeah, I'll just kind of touch on each of them quickly. But like for the Bjelica one, he's been playing like really well recently, and I mean obviously it shows in the Kings record because they're in the playoff picture now for the first time like all year. But I think they've won 3 straight. He had like 30 points against the Mavericks and gave them their first loss since they lost to the Clippers. And then as for the D Rose one, like he even said after the game, he's like, I was born to do this. So I mean, like, it's just amazing, like watching his whole career. I think he had 17 points as well in the fourth quarter, which it's just like crazy, like countless times, like he keeps on like coming up like in the clutch, and it's really cool to watch. But so now on to our next topic. We have a quote from Steve Nash. Steve Nash is one of my favorite players of all time, but he actually came out and said Luka might just be the best 20-year-old ever. So what do you think about that? I know someone probably has some strong opinion about that.
It's either Luka or LeBron. And Luka's been phenomenal. He's been playing professional basketball ever since he was 16 years old. This is nothing new to him. He warned all of us saying that scoring in the NBA would be easier than scoring in the EuroLeague. I've seen no lies detected up to this point. He's been absolutely phenomenal, absolutely fun to watch. And everybody was like, yeah, the Mavericks might sneak in as an 8 seed, and now they're looking like they're a lock for a mid-range 4 to 6 seed in the West, which is pretty crazy.
About the the whole idea of him being the best 20-year-old. Yeah, you was right. I do have a strong opinion about that, and neither one of those answers are right. My man LeBron nor Luka was the best 20-year-old. You know what the best 20-year-old of all time was? Magic Johnson. Averaged 18 points per game, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. But what gets lost is the fact that I don't know if a lot of people know this, and I'm kind of being sarcastic. My man won a championship in his first as a 20-year-old. Like, what are we talking about right now? He jumped without Kareem. He jumped at center. He played all 5 positions. He gave you 45, 17, and 8. Or no, 45, 15, and 7 in the NBA Finals as a rookie.
He started Game 7 at center.
Exactly. That's the game I was referring to. He dropped 45, 15, and 7. Like, that is the best 20-year-old ever. So, yeah, Luka, I remember he did say, scoring in the NBA is easier over in Europe. They do play a more physical style of basketball. And, obviously LeBron was great as well. But I just think, we can't dismiss the fact that Magic did win. And obviously he wasn't the finals. I don't think he was the finals MVP that year. I have to fact check that. But he was a main contributor on a championship team. They won. So, I mean, unless Luka wins this year, which I think we all would agree he's not, I don't see how he's the best 20-year-old ever. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I think Magic actually was the Finals MVP that year, but I would also agree that I think Magic is probably the best 20-year-old ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't hate on what Steve Nash said because
he's not. Yeah, I can't hate on it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if we're looking at it, I mean, I feel like there's certain parts of the game that you could say like Luka probably did better at this part than Magic did or than LeBron did or whatever. Like if we went to like break down everything, like statistically for a 20-year-old, I think he probably is right. Steve Nash is probably right, but obviously it all matters really in the playoffs. That's where like everyone's made.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like more people would say like MJ is above LeBron in the GOAT discussion because he's 6-0, he's got 6 chips, and LeBron has 6 losses in the final.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to like get too far into that because I know people are gonna.
Yeah,
like,
fact. They're gonna hate. I'm unsubscribing. LeBron.
Let's not start.
Say that for another video.
Yeah. I know some people don't want to watch it, but anyways, so this isn't really a huge topic here, but Jamal Franklin, former NBA player, like a few years ago, I believe like 4 years ago, he got a quadruple double, which is insanely rare in the CBA. Just the main thing we could talk about here is like, do we think the CBA, because recently it's been like EuroLeague, G League, do we think the CBA is like a legitimate place for like an NBA comeback? Like, what do we think?
I lean towards no. I don't think it's a great spot, but who's to say it won't work? Little trivia: do either of you guys know who the last player was to record a quadruple double in the NBA?
I think it might have been Hakeem.
No,
I think it's also her.
No, Hakeem.
Is it not?
Hakeem did record 2, but he's not the most recent.
I don't know who the most recent is.
Then it's gotta be David Robinson. That's my guess.
David Robinson.
Oh, okay. I thought it was him, but I thought Hakeem was more recent.
Robinson in 94, and then Hakeem had 2 in March of 1990, which is crazy. 2 in the same month.
To go, well, I don't.
Did Alvin Robertson have one? I'm pretty sure or something.
Alvin Robertson had one, and then the last one was Nate Thurmond in 74.
Oh yeah, Nate Thurmond. But yeah,
As far as the CBA thing, though, that stands for Chinese Basketball Association, right?
yeah.
Okay, well, I think it is pretty legit. I mean, for one, a lot of people know about it. China, as we all know, is a huge supporter of the sport of basketball. And before Melo got signed, there was a lot of people talking about Melo going to play for China, to prove himself, to get back into the league, to get back into shape. So I do think it's a legit league, especially for someone trying to make a comeback.
I think if you're gonna prove yourself, it's gonna be done in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I definitely state that, but I don't think, like, if you go to the CBA and, I mean, it all depends on, like, his consistency. I know, like, I checked, like, some of the stuff he's been doing, like, since he's been out of the NBA. He had, like, a 60-point triple-double, too. That's kind of insane, but...
Yeah, but don't you guys remember what Jimmer was doing in China?
Yep.
Yeah, but he got a chance. Didn't he get a chance? Like, that's what it all comes down to.
But getting a chance and actually making an NBA comeback are 2 different things.
True.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, he did actually
I know what you're saying.
come onto a roster.
Yeah, you can get a chance. Like, yeah, you technically get a chance in that you might get signed by somebody, but I don't even know if Jimmer actually saw any NBA live minutes after that happened.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think he played with the Suns. Does that even count, like, playing with the Suns besides, like, this year? Because the Suns have been good.
The hype about that man was
I think it
serious.
was just preseason stuff, which, I mean, it makes the league look good in that they at least sent somebody to the NBA, but there was nothing to come out of it.
Yeah. Moving on, though, I think this is one of the bigger topics that we have. The Cavs, now we talked about this a few times. The Cavs are officially open to trading Kevin Love, and Kevin Love also came out and said he wants to go to a contender. I believe he specifically said the Blazers as one of them. So what do we think about, like, the Kevin Love trade rumors? They might be coming to an end. What are our thoughts?
He needs to get out of Cleveland, but he damn sure doesn't. As far as from the Blazers' perspective, I don't think he should go to the Blazers. They're struggling on defense. What is Kevin Love bad at? Did you guess defense? You were right. So I think that's a huge no. A few other teams I've heard about him going to were the Nets. I heard him going to the Heat and also the Rockets. Those are the 3 teams I've seen, throughout my travels on NBA Twitter. And I would say out of those 3, I would like to see him. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. I would say probably the Heat would be the best bet because since they're already great defensively, him being on the court wouldn't, it wouldn't be much of a drawback since they're already good defensively. Him going to the Blazers would kind of be like throwing oil on the fire. They're already struggling. They got Carmelo on the damn team for crying out loud. And obviously Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum are not anything special on the defensive end. So bringing in somebody like Kevin Love, I mean, that's like cutting off the other leg and you only got one leg.
Yeah, he's already given up on playing in Cleveland. You can see he's not showing the same enthusiasm. And the way I look at it is, if the Blazers fully guaranteed Melo the season, Melo's best position in today's NBA is the 4.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I know that the trade would involve Whiteside going to the Cavs, but you still have Nurkic and Collins, and I know both are injured, and I don't know their timetable exactly, but I know that one of them is coming back at some point this year. And if they come back, that pushes Love to the 4, which pushes Melo to the 3, or pushes Melo to the bench. And so I'm not so sure that it's necessarily something that the Blazers should pursue heavily.
Yeah, I think the thing with like Kevin Love is he's almost in like a category in terms of like for trading as like DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge are for the Spurs at this point. So like I don't know how many teams are going to be like that interested to get him. I know you said a few teams for like the Heat. I don't know if he necessarily would be a great fit for the Heat because I know you said like his defense might be like picked up by the other guys, but I don't think he has like the same mentality as like some of the guys like Kendrick Nunn or Jimmy Butler or Duncan Robinson, Bam Adebayo. Those guys have. I feel like he would just be like nonchalant, and that's almost like what Hassan Whiteside did with them, and that's why he really wasn't like on great terms by the time he was gone. And but I do see the Rockets as a pretty good fit, just because he can like shoot threes, just spaced out. That's kind of what he did when he first got to Cleveland. So I think that could be at least a decent fit for him.
Agreed.
Moving on though, I think we're gonna combine both these in one. So in free agency, obviously it's crazy. Like players are going everywhere, but team-specific players, there came out with like articles saying that Jimmy Butler, I guess, completely ghosted the Rockets from like a 4-year deal that they offered him, and apparently D'Angelo Russell skipped his plane ride to Minnesota. So basically, not even giving these teams a chance. Do you think that is like fair game, or like? Because I mean, I bet D'Angelo Russell is probably unhappy right now because I don't think he'll be there long term anyways, and he probably doesn't want to be playing for this like horrible Warriors team.
Okay, so real quick, I just refresh my memory. Jimmy left the Sixers as a free agent, right?
It was like a sign and trade. Like he agreed with the Heat, but like they like had to give up to get him. Mm-hmm. So like they traded Josh Richardson and got rid of Whiteside too.
Yeah, now I remember now. So pretty much during that time period, the Rockets were interested then.
Yeah, the Rockets
so they were interested in bringing him on.
All right, so here's the thing though, and that makes perfect sense. The thing is, I think the whole reason why he wanted to go to the Heat is because he saw a young core that he wanted to lead. He wanted to be the man. I honestly don't think he wanted to go to the Rockets. I don't think he would enjoy that at all. He would be, I mean, now that Russell Westbrook is there, he would have been a third fiddle. You know what I mean? And that's not really his role. I think Jimmy Butler is, as he's shown so far this year, based on what we've seen, he can be the man on the team. And he's giving you, I think, 28 points per game, 7 and 7, something like that. He's playing excellent defense. At one point, he was leading the league in steals. So Jimmy Butler has a clear goal, and that was to be the man on a team. And a lot of people made fun of him for it. They said, "Hey, why would you lead the Sixers?" Which you could see it on both sides. It would have been good for him to stay on the Sixers. They can compete for championships, but it has worked out. It's not like the Heat, are slouches by any means. I honestly didn't think they were going to be this good. I had them making like the 5th or 6th seed. The fact that they're second or third in the East right now, if I'm not mistaken. They're undefeated at home. I mean, he's shown that he made the right decision. I would say.
Yeah, I love what Jimmy Butler did. With D'Lo, I don't know. There's always been talk about Russell, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Booker want to form their own super team, this and that. I don't know. These guys are just young, and I feel like they don't really know what they're doing at the moment. So I'm not going to look too much into that whole plane ride.
But I feel like it might just like serve as like a lesson, like for like someone, especially in D'Angelo Russell's case. Like he skipped a plane ride to Minnesota, who had a great start to the season. Like if they had D'Angelo Russell on their team, they'd probably still be in the playoff picture. I'd say, but like now he's on the Warriors, and I think they have the worst record in the league right now. So it kind of just like goes to show to like kind of keep your options open. That's kind of what Kawhi did. He kind of like waited it out, and people were upset with him. But I mean, I think like he probably made the best decision that he could have. I mean, I guess he could have went to the Lakers, but then people wouldn't give him like the the right, like they'd almost treat him like they treated like Durant in a sense when he went to the Warriors. So I think he made the best decision for how to be viewed and like with a chance to win, you know. But that is the last official like topic. But now like we have our daily picks at the very end. As of last week, there still is a game tonight. It's not on here, but I got 4 of the 6 last week, and Johnny, you got 2 of the 6. But we're gonna make our picks for this upcoming week, and also Edwin, you can make your picks as well as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
So for Friday, we got the Houston Rockets and the Orlando Magic. Who we got winning this game?
Houston. I think that's pretty much a no-brainer.
I'm going with Orlando after seeing how they played the Lakers super tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think their defense will them win.
Mm-hmm. No, they did play. It was a very close game.
I'm also, what did you say? Sorry.
Oh my bad. I didn't mean to cut you. I didn't think we were gonna talk. They did. It was a very close game, and they did play very well, as he mentioned. But I just think the Rockets are gonna win. That's just me. I'm going with a safe bet.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Magic as well. I mean, they're gonna be at home. I know the Rockets have struggled, so I'm gonna go with the Magic. Saturday we got the Heat at Dallas, Miami versus the Mavericks. Who we got?
I got Miami.
Yeah, I think Miami's gonna take that. And I want to see Jimmy Butler guarding Luka. I want to see him guard Luka. I want to see him, make an effort.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Mavericks. Honestly, I'm picking the Mavericks. Sunday we got the Hornets at the Pacers. Who's winning?
Pacers.
Yeah, I got Pacers.
Yeah, the Hornets are hot trash.
Pacers. I mean, they played pretty well this year, but I think the Pacers will win this one. Monday, we got the Spurs and Rockets. Could be 2 games, I guess, in that game, but no, they're probably not going to replay that. But
they've already declined it. They declined the request.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I wasn't I must have. That's my bad. But anyways, Spurs Rockets. Who will win that? It's in Houston this time.
I got the Rockets.
I'm gonna go with the Spurs on this one. No reason.
I'm gonna take the Rockets. I think.
Mm-hmm. Safe bet.
Tuesday we got the Magic and the Jazz on Tuesday. Who's winning that?
The Jazz.
I'm gonna go with the Magic on this one.
I'm gonna go with the Jazz. I feel like me and Johnny keep picking the same. Okay, but anyways, Wednesday we got the Celtics and the Mavericks. Who's winning that?
Mavericks.
Dallas.
Mavericks.
You guys both got Mavericks?
Y'all?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Mavericks as well.
Wow,
and
we all agree on
Thursday,
that one.
This is probably the game of the week. The Lakers at Milwaukee. So LeBron and Giannis, AD, Chris Middleton, all those guys. Who's winning that?
Fear the deer, baby.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Yeah, actually, I kind of want the Bucks to win that game.
I'm also gonna go with the Bucks. It will be in Milwaukee too, so that will help them. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us. Do you guys have anything you want to add at the end, or?
Well, for one, make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, and all my subscribers who watch this video, make sure y'all subscribe to my boy's channel, Super Mario Hoops. And that's pretty much it.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got anything down here?
I was gonna say thanks for joining us, Edwin. It was fun.
It was fun. I'll definitely try to be on here again sometime.
it was a pretty good episode. I'm going to have the links down below for Johnny's Twitter and Edwin's YouTube channel.
Same
you guys
here.
can, go check that out. But, so hope you guys enjoyed, and we're out.
All right, have a good one.